I know a lot of you guys probably think I'm making these stories up, but I'm not. I swear to you, on the daily, people in wheelchairs and with disabilities deal with some of the most ignorant fucking comments on the planet. So I'm just gonna let you guys know when they happen, and we'll take it from there. Maybe you learn something, maybe you laugh, maybe it bothers you. I'm just here to report the news, the disabled news. So today's incident comes, I'm in the gym, I'm working arms. Obviously it's the only thing I can do. And I can see someone looking at me. And I want to remind you guys that if there's anybody that is more aware of what's going on around them, it's people in wheelchairs and people with disabilities. We are looking at the conditions of the ground. We are looking at the people and what they're up to, if things that are in our way, or realistically what they're looking at, because 9 times out of 10, we can kind of tell when we're being looked at. I'm not crazy for that. You get that feeling too. When someone's looking at you, you can kind of feel it. So he starts walking over and I'm praying that he doesn't want to have a conversation with me, but I can just tell that he's waiting for me to finish my set so he can say something to me. And I have my headset in and I'm looking down. I'm like, oh my God, okay, here we go. It's going to be some sort of ignorant comment. Prepare. There's no hi, there's no what's your name, there's no how's it going, there's no nothing. This man starts off with, so what's up with the wheelchair? I just kind of asked him, like, what do you mean what's up with the chair? Then asked me, what's the deal? Why are you in the chair? Did you get an injury? What happened to you? I was polite, I promise. I said, you know what, bro? It's a long story. I'm just getting a quick lift in and trying to get out of here. This fucking guy stands there and looks at me and says, that's okay, I've got all day. Like, honestly, man, I'm just here to lift, and when it comes to my story, it's not as simple as just breaking my back in a car accident or getting hurt or anything like that. It's quite the story that I just don't really feel like explaining or have the time to do so. And I shouldn't fucking have to, right? Okay, so I get that, and I made a video about this before about how bothersome that is to basically only see a wheelchair user or disabled person for their disability. I'm promising you right now, every single person or majority of the people that are disabled are trying to avoid the fact that they're disabled. Like, they're trying to be like, hey, look at me from here up. This doesn't matter. Well, this might matter, but this doesn't matter. At this point, I can see people around us that can hear the conversation kind of shaking their head and like looking at me awkward, looking at him like, what the fuck is he doing? Kind of tell that this is a weird scenario. But I'm trying to handle it. I'm trying to be chill about it. I'm trying to just be like, it's all good, man. Like, I just don't have the time to talk about it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was bothered by it because I do get incredibly bothered by the fact that people just see me for a wheelchair user. It fucking pisses me off. This is where I get conflicted about the scenario. Because then he starts telling me how inspirational I am and how there's so much dedication behind someone in a wheelchair that wants to go to the gym and is working really hard. He's seen me here a bunch of times. And so in this moment, like I said, I'm conflicted because I'm a little bit bothered by the fact that he's only seeing me for one thing. But then he ends it with this like positive comment, and it in that moment, to me, it's just a world of emotions. I don't know whether to just be angry, thankful, happy, laughing, sad, just focus on my lift. There's just so much that goes on with that, and I think that that's the case for a lot of people that are disabled. When you start off a sentence or a conversation with something that's a little bit out there, and then you end it with like, oh, you're so inspirational, right? It's very, very like, ugh, like thank you, but like fuck you at the same time, you know? I feel like in the moment I'm bothered by it, and then when I let the day go on and I kind of think about it, I'm just kind of like, well, this is a part of my life. But then I get bothered by that too, because I was an able-bodied individual for 25 fucking years, and when this kind of stuff happens to me, I think it's the worst feeling in the world to be looked at for one thing and one thing only, and it's not even a personality trait. It's literally just me sitting in a chair that has wheels on it. Like, I could just be fucking lazy. I could have looked at him and been like, I don't know, bro, I'm just lazy. I didn't feel like walking today. I felt like grabbing a wheelchair, just pushing around. Imagine how that conversation starts, right? Like, then he's looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean you just grabbed a wheelchair and felt like pushing around, didn't feel like using your legs, right? Like, that's a ridiculous statement. Almost as ridiculous as you going up to someone and literally just asking them what is wrong with them. It's my TED Talk.